What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Variety Views. I'm your host, the Variety Vendor, and Merry Christmas, everyone! Here to review A Christmas Carol. There's been a lot of interpretations of this famous Charles Dickens, story, and it's one of my favorite stories of all time. Not just favorite Christmas stories, and I really enjoy it because I always love where a character goes through a life changing arc. Whether it's a good guy going bad or a bad guy going good. By the end of the story, it's one of my favorite types of stories. And I always love this also in wrestling. It's one of my favorite things to see is when a good guy turns bad or a bad guy turns good. It's one of my favorite things to see. It's something I always, I'm always rooting for, and yeah, especially when it's very well deserved. And this is very very well deserved in the Scrooge character because in this movie. And I'm talking about the 1984 made-for-TV movie, not the 1951 version, because that's another great movie. I really enjoy that movie as well. I really enjoy also the Muppet Christmas movie. I also love the Mickey Christmas Carol. But the thing is, that this has a leg up on the others is that it feels real. You feel it never takes you out of the characters. And George C. Scott playing Ebenezer Scrooge works because he might be rough, he might be, angry, and he might be a little bit heartless. And you do see that in his expressions, but what makes him such a great actor is that he can be a bad guy and he can also be a good guy. And by the end, and I don't think I'm spoiling this to anybody because I believe everybody knows the story of Ebenezer Scrooge. And by the end, you do see a genuine, a good guy turn, a bad guy turned good. You do see it naturally going, rather than it coming out of nowhere. And you're like, yeah, absolutely, and you absolutely buy it. So I definitely recommend this to anybody. Another movie that I recommend this to pretty much everybody, especially to those who are studying film, because some movies, they're like, oh my god, this happens, and, out of nowhere, this guy turns good. Or out of nowhere, one thing happens, and oh my god, he's the worst guy in the world. Like, for example, see Maleficent and see Spider-Man 2. Like, when you see Doc Ock become a good guy, it's like out of nowhere. Or when you see Maleficent turn bad, it's like, oh my god, it's just out of nowhere. Even though that's a gradual thing, but still, it feels way too rushed. But here, in this movie, it feels earned. It feels like it gradually and naturally happened. And this is one of the many reasons why I give this movie 5 stars. Very, very well deserved, very enjoyable, and it's another. Actually, it's one of those movies that I find hard to watch every once in a while, because the thing is, there are so many interpretations that I want to give a shot to other movies. Like, for example, I got to watch the Muppet Christmas Carol for the first time, and it didn't hold up because a quick review for the Mickey Christmas Carol, which I also saw for the first time, although I might have seen it when I was a kid, but I don't really remember. And also the Muppet Christmas Carol, they kind of took me out of it because, again, it's Muppets, and also in the Mickey one, it was kind of weird because it's a duck eating a turkey, or in the Muppet Christmas Carol, you see a pig eating a goose, or a frog eating a turkey. It didn't make any sense, for me. It takes me out of it, even though that they had a lot of heart and they did so hard and in selling it to me, and I did have a very enjoyable time. It was funnier than being than getting to me. So I definitely recommend the 1984 made for TV version, more so than the others, than any other interpretation, because this is a freaking awesome movie, and George C. Scott absolutely steals the show from start to finish. So that's all I got to say about that. And with that being said, rate, comment, favorite, please subscribe, share with your friends, share with everybody. And check out my next video where I'll be talking about something else, and my voice is going out of whack. And I don't know how many other movie reviews that I'm going to be doing as time goes on. But hopefully this is not my last for today.